Welcome, everyone. This is day 7 of the online 21-day Sahaja Yoga program. My name is Mark, and I was born in Vancouver, Canada, but I currently live in New Jersey, USA. And before we go any further, a reminder to get your foot soak bucket and other equipment ready, because part of the first meditation will be a foot soak. If you're new to tonight's program, first time coming to a Sahaja Yoga program, no problem. All of the programs are recorded on our course webpage, and the link is in the Zoom chat. Also, we offer Sahaja Yoga in this course in 20 different languages in breakout rooms. So at the end of this program, if you have any questions, need something to be explained or introduced, just go to breakout rooms request in the chat and say, I'd like to meet with somebody and this is my preferred language. Every day we cover a different aspect of Sahaja Yoga. Yesterday we looked at what we call the natural elements, fire, earth, water, air, and ether, and how knowing how these work to cleanse and balance us helps us to enjoy the meditation and really grow into our true selves. Today we're going to ask the question, what are you feeling? And inside yoga, we try to not be in our concepts and our intellectual understanding and our visualization part of our brain, but we try to ground our attention in what's our actual central nervous system telling us. What are we feeling? Is it warm or cold, hard or soft? And as we get better and better at our sensitivity, we'll be able to identify which part of our subtle being is out of balance. And we'll also learn through a technique we show you today how to begin to clear and balance the different centers. Today's program will have 2 guided meditations, a video of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, live music, and at the end, questions and answers with us, the presenters, where you get to pose questions to us, and we'll do our best to answer them. The program runs about an hour, and just a reminder that this is Sahaja Yoga, a worldwide movement of self-realization and self-evolution, and it's always free. You cannot put a price on discovering your true self. So now I'd like to introduce our 3 presenters for today's program. Okay, so we have Nicholas and Sia and Neelam. Nicholas, where do you live? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Mark. Hi, everyone. Lovely to be here. So my name's Nicholas. I am based in London, UK, and I am a professional artist.
Over. My name is Sia. Hello, everyone, from a hot 30 degrees Celsius, Texas. I'm originally from Austria. I meditate since the early 90s, and I'm very happy to join you all with a little bit of music. So today I will play the Navajo flute, which is a Native American flute I got in Arizona. And I hope you have a nice meditative experience.
Okay, looking forward to that. Neelam, where are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi everybody. I'm Neelam from south of France. I'm computer engineering, and since some years I'm studying naturopathy and practicing naturopathy. I have been meditating since long time now, more than 40 years, and very happy to be here with you all today.
All right. So, looking forward to meditating now with Nicholas. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Mark. So I have the pleasure of going through the introductory meditation with everyone, or the first of 2 that we're going to have. And for this, what you need to do is have your foot soak ready, because when I say go, we will get into the foot soak. So there you go. Last reminder that you have these components with you ready so that we can have a nice meditation together. Now, before we get into that initial meditation, I just want to speak a little bit about what we're going to do in the meditation so that you can be clear when we are doing it together. So, the topic of today is, what are you feeling? And in Sahaja Yoga meditation, we can use the elements as we heard about yesterday, but we can also go into more depth and think about how things affect us in everyday lives. And actually, you can see here that we have 7 energy centers within us, and they relate to different fingertips, as you can see there. So what does this mean? Well, when the energy is rising up inside of us, it can encounter some blockages. Things happen in everyday life, or it can be things happening over a larger space of time. But really, there are things that are always working out within us, and the idea is that we can use our attention and this energy, this Kundalini energy, to clear it out. So what do I mean by that? Well, I really mean that when you become more sensitive, you can decode these different imbalances by for example, let's say I have an imbalance in my first center. So that's the Muladhara chakra, as we have covered before, and you can see it's denoted by that circular dot, sort of at the base of the hand where it meets the wrist. And if you're in meditation and you're becoming more sensitive, maybe you've been meditating a while, you'll be able to actually feel something in that spot. And when you feel something in that spot, maybe it can be heat or a tingling or a numbness, you can then work on that by giving it what we call a bandhan. And that's essentially a way of helping the chakra, the wheel of energy, to rotate in the right way. And you're sort of giving it vibrations and then releasing the sort of more negative energy to the Mother Earth. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So to give this example of the Muladhara right here, what we do is we pretend that we have a clock on the face of our hand, and we rotate in a clockwise direction. And we essentially, with our attention, with our right hand, we give vibrations, or we rotate the energy in the right way. And then we just release that to the earth. So when you're in meditation, what you can do is you can center yourself, you can feel calm and balanced. And then when you are sort of noticing what you feel on the palms of your hands in meditation, and if something feels warm, tingling, numbness, you can then say to yourself, okay, so I know that energy center is slightly imbalanced at the moment, and I will be able to clear it out with that technique. So that's what I want to introduce you to this today, because when we have a deeper understanding of our energy centers, this subtle system, we can then really help ourselves. We can clear it out, and we can start to feel better and sort of fine tune our own inner healing. Because at the end of the day, this is all about our self mastery, and really sort of improving our own lives and being a more subtle personality as well. So I think that's all I want to say. Let's get into the first meditation. So what I'll do is I'll show you actually my own foot soak, what I've got here. So let's bring this down to there. So hopefully you can see that. What I've got is the bucket and then a bit of water there, and it's got salt in it already. So that should be good. If you have that ready, that's perfect. We can actually get into it right now. Maybe I'll just raise this up a bit so you can see me, and maybe I'll come back a bit. There we go. So first things first, why don't we put our feet into the foot soak bucket together? Okay. And you have been introduced to raising our Kundalini and giving ourselves a bandana of protection. And we're just going to do this as we start the meditation. But for those of you that are unfamiliar or you haven't been to a Sahaja Yoga program before, I'll explain it to you. It's basically the introduction to meditations that we do. You can do it before and after each meditation, just to keep the energy up there and protect yourself afterwards. So how do you do this? You have your left hand out in front of you, and with your right hand, you rotate it away from you in a circular motion around that. So try and do that. And we go from the base of the spine, we raise it up all the way to the top, and we tie a knot. And then we do it a second time, tying 2 knots, and then a third time, tying 3 knots. And that just helps to raise this energy within and keep it in that space above the top of our head. And now for a bandana of protection. So we have our right hand on the left side of our being, and we just do this nice arc over our head, nice and tall, and we go back again, and that counts as 1. And we do that 7 times, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that just keeps the energy there, and it's a lovely start to each meditation that we do. Okay, so let's start this first meditation. Now, if you wish to, you can keep looking, or you can just close your eyes and listen to my voice. But what we're going to first do is just have our hands face up on our lap. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths just to calm ourselves, get rid of all the stresses of the day, of the week. It's the weekend, so we can now relax. So we just want to take a few deep breaths and make sure you're breathing in deeply. Lovely. Okay. And why don't we start by using our right hands, just raising that energy up, all the way up to the top of the head. And let's do this a few times, keeping our attention at the level of our hand, just feeling as though we're raising up this energy, keeping it in the space above our head. Now, as we meditate, it's important to see what we feel inside ourselves. This can be to initially focus on our breathing, but then bring our attention onto the palms of our hands. You can notice any tingling or numbness in any of our fingertips, or potentially one hand may feel heavier than the other, or it may feel cool. But take a few moments. We'll just spend a few moments in silence, and we'll just see what we feel inside ourselves. So we can clear out the first energy center. So that's the one that I spoke about, number one, the Muladhara, which is at the sort of base of the hand where it meets the wrist. So now collectively together we can give it a bandan. So that's rotating it in a clockwise direction. So let's all do this now. And then in your own time, you can release that energy to the Mother Earth. And for those of you that have been meditating for a while now, you may actually start to feel cool in your hands as you do this. But if you don't feel anything, of course, that's absolutely fine. It's really about our attention, just keeping our attention in our movement. And over time, we can develop this sensitivity. Now, if you do feel cool, then you know, okay, this energy center has been cleared out, and we can move on to the next one. So again, we bring our attention onto the palms of our hands. Maybe take a few moments in silence again to see what you feel. So now we can clear out the second energy center. It's called the Swadhisthana chakra, the center of our creativity. So this is denoted by our thumb. So let's give vibrations in a clockwise direction around our thumb. Again, you can release anything to the Mother Earth. And once more, we can place our palms facing upwards and our hands on our lap. And let's finally clear our third energy center, This is our Nabi chakra, and this is our middle finger, this one here. So again, let's give it a bandhan. Let's bring our hand back on our lap. Now we've cleared out our chakras using our hands, but let's also do it on our actual body, on our actual energy centers on our body. And this applies to in this exactly the same way. So let's just finish off actually doing one more, and we'll do our heart on the left side with our right hand as well. And this is our center of our spirit, where our true self resides, you can say. And so what we can do is we actually give a bandhan to this energy center on our being. So let's all give ourselves a bandhan to our heart. Lovely. So now let's spend the next few moments in silence. And you can try and keep your attention in the space above the head. Lovely. Okay. So when we are ready, we can rinse our feet. And we do this by getting the nice jug and just rinsing them and then drying them off with the towel. And we shall empty it later, so you can just pop it aside for a second and then return back into a nice meditative state. So I hope those techniques were useful for you. We actually did two there, one using the hands, and then the other you can just use the centers, and you can just clear them out with your attention using your right hand. So really useful techniques to do at home. And I encourage you to see what you feel on the palms of your hands and then just clear them out as you see fit. Okay, so what we're going to do now is listen to a talk by Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, the founder of the meditation. Shri Mataji spent many years of her life sharing this valuable knowledge with us, doing talks in many different countries, locations, and we're going to listen to a talk, an excerpt of Shri Mataji. And so I encourage you just to remain in meditation, and you can have your hands with your palms facing upwards and see what you feel as well throughout the process.
But with this power, you become so much full of compassion. Then your attention goes from you to others. What you can do for others. How can you give them realization? And suddenly you discover that around you is so many destructive forces, so many disturbing forces, so many problems. Suddenly you find they disappear. If you can transform human being, but it's no question of transformation. I would say it is the question of evolutionary process. And when this takes place, you find you are transformed completely. And thousands have to be transformed. Thousands and thousands and millions and millions. But somehow, America has a different type of approach to spirituality. They think if I don't take money, then something wrong with me. I must accept money. And they have told me so many things. Some experts came and told me, explained to me all the economics and all that which I don't understand. And they think that it should be sellable. Can't understand this kind of a thing. How much will you pay for Christ? How much will you pay for any saintly personality? Because its value cannot be judged. It's invaluable. Something that's the most invaluable for you is to know yourself. If you have not known yourself, you are still going round and round and round in the mad rush of thinking. Even Einstein, you will be surprised, has talked about it, that he was trying to find the theory of relativity, and just he couldn't find it. So he went into his garden and was playing with the soap bubbles, and suddenly from somewhere unknown, that's what he said, the theory of relativity dawned upon him. And he called that unknown area, he called them by a name, you see, and that name is rather, to me, not so precise. But he says there is an area which you can exploit, by which you can understand for the future generation, for the future scientist, where you get the ideas from there. And he said for that you must have a kind of a personality that can perceive that torsion area from where the ideas are coming. If he can enter into that area, you can get the full idea as to what is reality. He calls it cognitive. He says this is cognitive science. And such a person can tell you so many things which, when you put it to the scientific test, you'll find is absolutely correct. And this is what happened to him because himself was a realized soul. And many people like Newton himself was a realized soul. Abraham Lincoln was a realized soul. But they could not tell about it to others because nobody would believe, and anybody tried to tell anything, they just used to torture them. Every saint, real saint has been tortured. Every Sufi has been tortured. In our country especially, many saints have been very badly treated. Also in other countries. Why? Because they are only one, and maybe people were jealous that how could they know so much, how could they talk about so many things. Now, with all this, now, only thing if I have done anything is very simple, that I thought no use giving this realization to one or two persons, which was the tradition, to give to only one to one. But now, I felt it won't work out. We have to have it for the masses. And what I did was to find out a method by which I can give a mass realization. That's all. Which is a simple thing. And that is working, and it worked very well. As I said, in America, they just think of, this is another achievement of human beings, that they know about money. So, money, everything money. So they can't understand even spirituality without money. But in a place like, say, we can say Russia. Russian people had no freedom as you have. And they had oppression from all sides in their, as you know, the whole thing was a communistic country. And in that communism, they were completely oppressed. So as a result, they went inside themselves and tried to find out solutions inside. So when they saw me, just seeing me, I don't know how, thousands of them came. Now we are thousands and thousands and thousands of people in Russia alone, also in other some countries. When I see here, I'm just thinking in Russia we cannot put it in a hall, we have to have a big tent or Olympics where they had some sort of a thing like that. So the trouble is, we should give up this idea that I can find it for myself. This is very, very common. You cannot. This is the only evolution in which you have to get it from an enlightened person. You have to humble on this point, that I can't get it on my own. I can find my own way. You cannot. You'll be lost. You have to have somebody who is already enlightened. Now, how to get an enlightened person also? How to know? Because after realization, you know the absolute truth. On your fingertips, you can feel the centers of other person. If something is fishy, you can feel it. If somebody is cheating you, you can feel it. Everything. Your fingers speak. This is what Muhammad Sahib has said. At the time of resurrection, your hands will speak clearly. How can hands speak? This is how, because all these 5 fingers are the centers, 6th and 7th center.
So without any thoughts at all, and our hands open on our lap, let's just let Shri Mataji's words resonate inside and bring our attention inside and see what we feel. Let's let our hands speak in just a couple of minutes of total silence. In the speech, Shri Mataji talks about realized souls. So when we have our Kundalini awakened, then we all are realized souls. So let's see what we feel with our left hand. Let's make a checkpoint again. Check. What do I feel over my head? Is there a breeze coming out? Is it warm? Is it cool? And without judgment or thoughts, just see, be the observer, the witness of what you feel. And then we try the right hand. And remember this for later when you try again. Can bring our hands back down. Just like we welcome the spring in the month of March and the awakening of nature and all the animals, let's celebrate this awakening inside, and just during this music bring our attention inside and see how music can help us meditate and go deeper without any thoughts. Just a couple of minutes, settle down.
Thank you, Sia. So lovely music. Your music has awakened our Kundalini. She has given the invitation to the Kundalini to rise higher and higher. So let us again check. Let us put our both hands in front of us and see what we are feeling. In our hands, inside our body, and let us put once again our right hand on top of our head, few inches above head, and then slowly we can rise it higher. We can move forward, backward to feel the breeze. It can be cool, it can be warm, sometimes it can be hot, but doesn't matter. Now we can change our hand. We can put the left hand on top of our head and check again. Can move a little bit to really feel that the wind, the breeze is coming from our head. So you know this Kundalini is our mother, our own mother, which is placed inside our sacrum bone. And we are her unique child. So she is not there to harm us. She is there to nourish us from inside. And you should feel in your daily life, now that you have got this awakening, you can feel her presence every moment. So now we go deep in the meditation. For that, we will desire all together that we want to get connected to you, Mother, our Mother energy. Please take us deep into the meditation. With Nicholas, we saw how to give bandhans to our chakras. Now we will go further and we will work on the two centers. One is at the base of her neck. This is the fifth center. It's called Vishuddhi Chakra. And the sixth one is on our forehead. So let us put our hand at the base of our neck. If this chakra is open, then our sensations in our hands on top of our head will be better. So we'll ask the Kundalini, Mother Kundalini, please come in my Vishuddhi Chakra and please open it. Take away all the blockages. Now we can put our hand on the forehead. Here we have to forgive everybody. So we'll say, Mother Kundalini, I forgive everyone and I forgive myself. And now we will put the palm of our right hand on top of our head, and we will massage the head in clockwise direction. So we can massage 7 times. Clockwise direction is first we go to the right, then back, left, and in front. Now, once again, we raise our hand and we will check. Does the breeze is more intense? Is it cooler? We will note down our sensations in our mind. And now we will take some time to go in the silence. If there is any thought coming to the mind, just tell your mind that I will deal with this thought afterwards, not now. Our attention is focused on the top of the head. If we feel the need, we can again massage the head as we did before. Now we can put our right hand on the heart. Here resides our spirit. It is the source of joy and unconditional love. Love for all the human beings. So this love we will send to the whole world. So let us once again raise our Kundalini. So we start from the bottom of our body and then we go up. And when we do a knot, we can raise our head so that this fifth center gets opened up more. The second time, 2 knots. Third time, 3 knots. And then we do 7 protections, 7 bandhans. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We can again check what we feel in our hands. Are they more balanced? Do we feel the same energy in both the hands? And we can check also on top of our head. Then when we can join both hands in front of us, this is symbolizing that we are uniting all the 3 channels, and we thank our mother energy, Kundalini, for giving us this beautiful meditation. Thank you to all. Now over to Mark.
Thank you, Neelam. And thank you, Sia. And thank you, Nicholas, for helping us enter such a beautiful mood of silence and calm. So we will have a time when we can answer questions. And before we get to that, I just have a few announcements. Please join us tomorrow. We'll look at what happens if we use ice. It's one of the ways that we can cool down our attention, relax our attention, and actually soothe down our mood as well, so we're less reactive, less irritable. So there's all kinds of different ways we can bring ice to the program tomorrow. So you'll enjoy very much. And just a reminder of what you bring for foot soaking. either a paper towel or a cloth towel, some kind of rinse water that's just fresh water, a bucket, and just regular table salt. We have lots of resources available for anybody who wants to review whatever we've covered in a class, or if you've missed a class. You can join our WhatsApp group. The link is in the Zoom chat. And that way you'll get daily messages from us, the hosts, and reminders about the program. Also on the course webpage, which you can get to from that QR code, that's where you find all the recordings, any handouts, and all the information you would need. So there's two ways you can ask questions to us. You can, in the Zoom chat, send a text message in the Zoom chat to Breakout Room Help, and you can specify what language you prefer, if it's not English. Or you can use the Zoom chat to type a question to me, Mark, and we'll do our best to answer the question right here in the main room. Please type your questions to me in English. My other languages are very rudimentary. So now I invite back Neelam, Nicholas, and Sia to please join me. So delightful to spend this time with you. Nicholas, when you went to your first Sahaja Yoga meeting, did you feel something in your hands right away, or you had to wait before you felt anything?
So for me, I did feel something in the first session. It was more heat, and I felt quite strongly some heat coming up and out the top of my head. So when I put my hand up top, I felt that strong heat as if something was clearing out, which makes sense.
And then how soon after that did you feel something cool?
I think in the first few sessions, I started to really start to feel cool. But yeah, I can't remember too well, but I believe it was several sessions, and then I started to feel really nice, cool vibrations.
Sia, how have you felt the vibrations? Did you feel them right away?
No, not at all. Not on the hands. But even though in Sahaja Yoga, this is a wonderful way of learning about yourself from an objective point of view. Sensation can come in so many different forms, isn't it? It can come in a familiarity, or like Neelam said so beautifully, like in this sensation of joy and love for other people, in the feeling of I feel more balanced. Especially when we meditate in the morning, we feel stronger. I feel stronger. I feel I can handle challenges better. So those feelings, they came pretty much from very much the beginning. The feeling on the hands, however, maybe the blockages, yes, and the warmth maybe here and there, I felt more than the cool breeze, but the cool breeze will come. So cool means it's clear, isn't it? But it can, as Neelam explained, it can be related to this fifth energy center. So there's ways how we can work on that. One thing that helps me to feel better in the hands is shake out sometimes like that and try. You can actually try that. Just shake out the hands a little bit like this and then see. And for me, it had an instant effect of being cooler, actually. And I think there's something Shri Mataji actually showed. So, yeah.
When you first started feeling something, Neelam, was it in the hands or above the head, or was it in the body? How did you feel something?
I didn't feel the cool breeze for the first time. It was mixed, like a little bit warm and maybe a little bit cooler. But then what happened is I was taking the foot soak every day. Every day. When after I got the realization, every day I used to take the foot soak seriously and sincerely. And in 1 month's time, we had a visit from some elderly Sahaj instructors at home. And we did a meditation all together, 5 of us, making a chain. And during this meditation, I really felt that the grace was coming down. The whole of my central nervous system was drenched in these vibrations. It was very, very cool. So this experience remained with me, and I don't get it all the time, but once you get it, then you can again come back to it, and you have that as a memory, and you try to get it back.
Yeah, for myself, sometimes I'm very sensitive and I can feel when something's happening in which chakra and feel something in the hands and sometimes a very nice cool feeling. But for most of the time for me, I just feel the effect of the Kundalini coming up. So I can feel that my breathing has really changed. It's become very slow and very deep, and I'm no longer concerned or worried about anything. And then the ultimate where I just stop thinking entirely. So for me, it's more the effects, and then I can take those effects into whatever's going to happen next in the day, which is the best part. So some very nice questions have come in the chat here. And this is a good one because I can relate to this very much. Someone is saying that they have a difficult time getting to thoughtless awareness, that glorious silence. And they think it's their attention. Anything we can tell to this person, Nicholas?
Well, I think if you're talking about being in meditation, first of all, it's good to make sure you're in a space that you're comfortable in and that you're very nice and comfortable as you sit. I think we can meditate anywhere, but if you are having trouble, then make sure that space is really nice and silent and peaceful. I think if your mind is racing, maybe you need to listen to some music beforehand or in initial stages. And I think the power of breathing is so important as well. Sometimes you just need to get your system relaxed, and to do that, you can take those deep breaths. Um, and there are Sahaja Yoga techniques as well to help, but I think they'll be covered later on.
Yeah, it's funny because you're partially answering the next question too, Nicholas, which is quite amazing, which is what would be the thing to kind of make as your daily routine or something that you would actually practice on a daily basis to get the benefit of what we're showing in the course? Because we do show a lot of different things. So it would be a good thing to do, I guess, in a starting way, to get into like a daily practice. Sia?
Yeah, absolutely. Trial and error. And this is where this 21 days is so fantastic to follow along every day. And as you announced, tomorrow is Ice Pack Day, which helps so much for the attention and the liver. So that's very much a point to start at for attention and going thoughtless. But I think it's always good to remind ourselves we're actually not doing anything. Just take the pressure off of we have to be doing something, but actually it's just being done by the Kundalini itself. And we just are available, willing, and have to have the desire. Otherwise, nothing will move and shift. And if we bring that together with observing the thoughts, just like a witness, I remember recalling Shri Mataji saying, watch your thoughts. Actually, that's for me, works the best. Watch your thoughts. The moment you watch your thoughts, even eyes closed, it's like internal, watch your thoughts. It cancels them out. There's this beautiful speech where she explains that. Mark knows this very well. This speech, why it cancels the thoughts out. So that's something you can try when you sit down in your morning meditation, especially when the mind hasn't yet started too much, just to watch the thoughts and also not like judge yourself too much. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? I'll be very kind to yourself and just observe and see, okay, step by step, and use all these. What we do in the 21 days is almost like you open a pharmacy and you say, ta-da! These are all the, but you're not going to do all of these. You do whatever fits you. And where the collective meditation helps us so much, as you can feel here, the vibrations are tremendous. The individual meditation is equally important in the morning or in the evening when you feel best, or both, to really try to feel, what do I need? Do I need the whole pharmacy? I doubt it. I need this and this and this. This works for me to help me get in balance, right? So that's how I see it. hang in there, join all the days, and learn on the pharmacy items in order to pick what's right for you.
Yeah, Sia, you've touched on one of the core principles of successful meditation in Sahaja Yoga, which is not so much what you're doing and remembering how to do it, but just a very open and receptive attitude of just saying, let me see how it goes today. And allow your Kundalini, this inner mothering energy, to work. And have a little bit of patience. So the attitude is really crucial. That, oh, I'm not feeling it, they're feeling it, what do I do? I'm doing something wrong. Just sit there and just see how it goes. Okay, and somebody is commenting on the music, how it completely opened them up. And that's the power of music. So like Nicholas suggesting, listen to some music. So it's very nice to get that feedback.
Music and arts, if I may say. I don't know if Nicholas wants us to show his artwork again, but arts, arts, music and arts just bypass the brain process. We stand in front of a picture and rather than analyzing it, we just look at it and we just get the joy. And I think that's when the West, we sometimes get a bit confused when people tell us to start analyzing. Well, look at his image here. It's just so peaceful. You don't have to think. You just look at it and it gets you right there into this joy, right? So
Yeah,
thank
Nicholas
Thanks
was
very much.
very modest
so
when he
beautiful.
said, well, I do art. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Neelam, we're introducing today various ways to clear the chakras, placing the hands and making hand movements. Um, can you remember a time when you might have been today or just when you were just new, when you actually did like a motion to clear a chakra, and then what happened?
In fact, what I was saying is there is this mother energy, and we have to get connected to her. So, in fact, it is like, this giving abundance, as Nicola showed us. I remember the old telephones, we have the telephone with the dial, and you are dialing for telephoning. So we are dialing, we are doing the same gesture to our sending our telephone call to this all-pervading energy, which is the universal energy. So, in fact, when we give the bandhan to our chakra, our Kundalini is coming in that chakra, and this mother, as she's mother energy, she's going to heal us from inside. And her objective is to go and meet this all-pervading energy. And when she meets the all-pervading energy, then you have this feeling that you are really, as I was saying, drenched in the rain of these vibrations. So yeah, so we are just starting a little process, but it goes long way in its effects, in fact.
Wow. Yeah, we can think about, oh, I have this problem, I will clear this problem. But what you're saying sounds like is by simply using that enlightened attention, we then expand our capacity to get into a state of amazing enjoyment and joy. And it's so much beyond just, oh, that imbalance is cleared. It's like, no, now I'm really, I can say it for myself, I have felt it like blissed out. And you just want to celebrate and dance and have fun because that's why we're here. Can we have time maybe for one more question? Um, what's something that changed in your life since you started practicing Sahaja Yoga, Nicholas?
The first thing that comes to mind is a detachment, stepping back from the ups and downs of everyday life and feeling as though I'm more of a witness. I think it can be quite subtle, but it's so powerful. because you go through the same process in life, that it's inevitable to have to struggle with different things, overcome challenges, and succeed in different things. But if you can step back and feel like you are detaching from that sort of roller coaster ride, it gives you so much strength, and you feel more peaceful as a result. So, you may be going like this anyway, but your 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 spirit, your personality, everything, it's just sort of riding the wave in a smooth way, in a really enjoyable way. And I think that's something that meditation gives you. And if you fall out of meditation and you don't do it, whenever I'm not meditating well, I really notice that. That's the first thing. I start really getting a bit more emotional, a bit more tied into things, and I find myself needing to come back to meditation to sort of feel that sort of sense of comfort in life.
Sia, how has practicing Sahaja Yoga changed your life?
I think similar to what Nicholas says, just my level of self-awareness has completely changed. Where before self-realization at age 20, I was riding on spontaneous emotions or whatever comes to mind in my behavior, to now seeing myself a little bit better as a mirror. Where am I? Was this balanced? Did this come from balance, or did it come from a certain emotion? And then using the tools and learning these tools to get me back into this balanced state, which works the best. And simply accepting that together with this meditation is also a good portion of self-discipline, because I need to, it's work. It may seem like, oh, sit down and enjoy it, but it's work to remind yourself to sit down, to join the program, to take the time, be patient enough to sit and meditate and work on your centers. And as a result, meeting all these wonderful people that have the same aim, the same awareness, that all work on themselves, the same attitude, and then making beautiful friendships. So that has hugely changed the circle of friends, the circle of, just awareness together. And it's very exciting. Even preparing for this program, when we chat, it's so much fun. And we haven't even met before, this group of people. I know Mark very well, but you always meet new people and say, wow, such lovely people that are all really, really committed to their own growth. That's just really nice.
Neelam, like you, I've also been doing this for a very long time. How has your life changed as a result of practicing Sahaja Yoga?
I too, like Sia, got my realization when I was young. I was hardly 17, and I had a lot of questions about a lot of different subjects. I was a science student and was trying to understand how the world works. There are many things, and many different things about the philosophy and the religion, and so many questions. And then I got my realization, and I got the answers one by one to all these questions, very logically, very scientifically. And yeah, since then my life has become a smooth river flowing. There are no obstacles. There can be many challenges. Life is always challenges. I'm born in India. I came to France, and yeah, to readapt to the new style of life. But as I was saying, that this Kundalini, she's our mother, and she's always there. She's always there to protect us, to guide us. So then we don't have any anxieties. We don't have any doubts. She's always there. So she will always help us to go through all the circumstances of life, and the life becomes very enjoyable and it flows. That's really, that's my experience.
It's part of what has made this program very special for me, is to just feel that flow with all of you, feel the amazing connection. You're like beacons of positivity, and very enjoyable for me to spend this program with you today. So thanks to all of you for joining. And we invite the people that have watched the program to please come back tomorrow for day 8. And let me tell you from my own experience, it just gets more amazing and more enjoyable. So thanks very much, and we'll see everybody tomorrow.
Thank you.